Oh boy. Oh boy. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Zoran Mamdani just had a meeting with Trump and somehow convinced him to go live. I don't know how, but he convinced Donald to go live. It was a fucking masterclass. Donald thinks that Donald is a socialist now. Donald just glazed all of us. This is the most surreal. This was the most professional, surgical deployment of a politician I've ever seen. He just look at this. Good boy, Donald, yeah. Brothers, sisters, vendors. Yeah, you see that chat? $2? There's a moment in this where I swear to God, bro, a reporter goes, Mr. Mamdani, do you still believe that the president is a fascist? And Donald goes, he hits Zoran on the arm. He goes, go ahead, you can say it. And Zoran goes, yes. And there was no pushback from Donald. Okay, so you're admitting it. You're a fucking fascist. And you think you're a socialist. Do you know who that reminds me of? Wait a minute. I can think of one other fascist who thought he was a socialist. What is his name? Oh, Jesus Christ. Adolf Hitler. You dumb motherfucker. You stupid piece of shit. Holy ever-loving fuck! Yeah! Get him on the wall, Zoran! Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Oh bella ciao, ciao, partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. Unfucking believable shit. Get him back in the wall. Inshallah. Dudes. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna have to get clips. We're gonna have to start getting clips up and running. This is fucking incredible. Is this it? Is this where he says, I gotta find the clip where Donald is like, yeah, no, I'm a fascist. Yo, watch this. Clarify
your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind. So you're a fascist, so I've been right the entire time. So we've been right since the beginning, and you are proud. Okay. Huh? You gotta hear it again. Watch this again.
And clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson calling the president a fascist. And your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it.
That's okay. You could just say yes. That's okay. You could just say yes. Oh my God. I mean, do I even have to do my job anymore? Oh no. Luigi, let him go. Luigi, let him go. Let him go. She hears babies in the hallway. She don't like the sound of babies in the hallway. All right, this is remarkable shit, guys. This is just remarkable shit. Okay, I think we got to make a video. I got to make a video right now. I got to record it and get it posted immediately. Zoran, that was a masterclass. Luigi, you're gonna ruin the fucking intro. Luigi, you're gonna ruin the intro. Now I gotta redo it, motherfucker. Yes, there's more. We're gonna watch all of it. That's why I'm gonna start recording. Right now. Let me start again. Okay, hold on. Gotta get the mouse in the right spot. Zoran Kwame Mamdani. The Mamdani moment. The Mamdani masterclass. Zoran just milked Donald Trump in his own Oval Office. And it was live on television for everybody to see. And I mean, I think this is a moment where we gotta genuinely fucking celebrate, because Donald just turned tail. Dirty Donny just baby back bitched. He bent over and let Zoran fuck him up his bussy. That was unbelievable. If you don't know, there's a lot of things that went on. We're going to watch a lot of them. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. But I'm going to tell you the highlight real quick. And you're not going to believe me until you watch it. There's a point where a reporter says, Mr. Mamdani, you have previously said that the president is a fascist. Do you still believe that he is a fascist? And Donald Trump goes, he hits Zoran on the arm and he goes, it's okay, you can say it. And Zoran goes, yep. And then Donald laughs. So, real quick, to every single MAGA voter who has been like, stop calling him a fascist. He's not a fascist. Those are fighting words, son. Get on your hands and knees and eat my shitty fucking asshole. Granted, I've got a bidet, so it's clean for your tongue. That's disgusting. Let's dive right the fuck in to a little bit of this footage. We're not going to watch the entire meeting because it was very long, but I've got clips put together by ACYN. If you're not following ACYN, you definitely should. You should also follow Midas Touch. They are fantastic, but we're going to start off with, we're just going to go through these clips and we're going to react to them because, I mean, Zoran got Donald Trump to glaze socialism. He got Donald Trump to glaze FDR. He got Donald Trump to admit that he's jealous of Zoran and that Trump wished that he was the mayor of New York City. I mean, never-ending praise for Zoran Mamdani. I mean, to the point where, like, you know how, like, your stupid fucking uncle says that Zoran is a communist jihadist? Trump was asked directly by a reporter, Mr. President, like, a lot of people say that he's a jihadist. Do you believe that he's a jihadist? And Trump is like, no, he's not a jihadist. Why are you guys asking him such crazy questions? I've had, like, Netanyahu in here, and you didn't even ask him crazy questions like that. What? Donald. Yo, I think this is the dementia, bro. It's like he can't play the bit anymore, the bit of being the fascist authoritarian ruler. Because you got to remember, Donald's a bitch. He's a baby back bitch. He sucks dick. He takes it up the ass. He's a bitch. We all know this. He's always been a fucking bitch. And now, like, now that the dementia's kicking in, he's got nothing to do. Dude, this was literally, unironically, a fucking masterclass. Let's dive in. Let's start with this.
Very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him. And we talked about something.
Congratulated him. No, you said, so you tweeted some shit out where it was like, we can't have a communist jihadist as the mayor, and I will cut all funding to New York City. This is leading me to believe one of two things. Either his dementia is so bad that he doesn't remember the shit he said, or Stephen Miller is in full and total control of Trump's Truth Social account. These are 50-50 percentages to me. I don't know which one. I'm starting to lean on the latter. I think Stephen Miller made, because we already know Stephen Miller and Russ Vought are the real presidents. They're the co-presidents.
And very strong comment, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices and
food. You don't agree with him on food, brother. You just cut food stamps for 40 million Americans. You tried to pit the sick against the hungry because you're a sick, twisted fuck. Luigi.
The price of oil is coming way down.
Wrong.
Anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York. And we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people,
he doesn't like Zoran. Oh, yes, he likes Zoran, but he's intimidated by Zoran. He wishes he was Zoran, and you could tell, it's just by the way that Zoran fucking talks. Like, Trump can't piece together sentences, and then Zoran speaks, and it's the most eloquent fucking, predestined response you've ever seen.
Mark said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year, so that's good for New York.
That's wrong.
Good for everybody. But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have, hopefully, a really great mayor. The better he does that.
You hear that, MAGA? You hear that, MAGA? Trump just said that Zoran's going to be a really great mayor. You fucking stupid, inbred fucking idiots. He's an Islamist, jihadist, Marxist, communist, Muslim. Dude, you're literally in Al-Qaeda. You're the fucking Christian Taliban.
Happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay, there's more. There's more.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Please.
I appreciated the meeting with the president, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America. We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about
groceries, an old-fashioned term. And don't worry, Trump is going to say that, as he always does, because to people like Zoran, who lives in a fucking one-bedroom apartment in Queens, and he's what, like 3 or 4 years older than me? Yeah, we actually have to worry about groceries. But to Donald, groceries is an old-fashioned term. I can't believe they still use it, because fat fuck dirty Donny has never stepped a foot in a grocery store. He sent out his slaves to do it, but not him.
In which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the president. I appreciated the conversation. I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Yep, and now the questions begin.
President Trump, Stephen Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you, and then also one for Mayor-elect.
Sure.
For you, you referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Can you describe why you feel that way? And also, will you do anything to stop him from arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu if he visits New York?
Well, we didn't discuss your second part of the question. And on your first part, I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I change a lot.
So wait, Donald, are you saying that communism isn't that crazy, or are you saying that he's not a communist and there's a difference between socialism and communism? Because I think it's a little bit of both. It's that A, his policies are irrefutably good for the collective. And then B, things that are good for the collective are often the better decision. But wait a minute. What if it goes against profit margins of billionaires? Well, hold on, Donald. There's only so many billionaires. So maybe, perhaps, we should choose the many over the few. But wait a minute. That's communism. Don't make me go down to the summoning pit. I'll call upon Moloch. Oh, my owl lord. Luigi doesn't like when I call upon Moloch. We've got Luigi in the dungeon, folks.
I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change.
Hey.
I change a lot. Change a lot from
None of
when I
that.
first came to office. It's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even
Wrong.
better now. We're doing much better now than we did even the first term.
Incorrect.
And I can tell you some of my views have changed. And we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to be. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually.
But the thing is, brother, you already greased up all of your conservative fucks in a cult. So now you have put your own followers into, there's only two roads. Let me explain this to you, MAGA voter. You have two options right now. A, support Zohran Mamdani, or B, abandon Donald Trump. You might be thinking, wait, Chris, what do you mean? Well, Donald Trump fully supports Zohran Mamdani and his policies. He wants to help. He actually thinks that Zohran's a good leader because Donald is not a good leader and he sees traits in Zohran that he is jealous of. But don't worry, Donald will say that himself with his own mouth, with his own fat pig fucking mouth.
And some very liberal people, he won't surprise them because they already like him.
Dumb fuck doesn't know the difference between a liberal and a socialist.
Stephen Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you and then also one for Mayor-elect.
Sure.
For you, you referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Can you describe why you feel that way? And also,
That's what we just watched, sorry.
Mr. President from BBC in a second, but first of all, for the Mayor-elect, you're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though, and I just wondered to what extent the President's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that, so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know about this. I talked about this once before. There was this weird movement of like MAGA Mamdani people, right? A lot of people who voted for Donald Trump in New York also voted for Zohran Mamdani. Now think about that for a second. Off the rip, you go, that makes no fucking sense. Donald he's a alt-right fascist. And Zohran he calls himself a democratic socialist. He's more of a social democrat. The reason is because Donald on the campaign trail and Donald the president are two different fucking people. What were the things Trump was saying on the campaign trail? We're going to lower the price of groceries. We're going to lower the price of oil. I'm going to end all the wars. He gave you the promises that you, the people, wanted, right? And then what does he do when he becomes the president? I'm bombing Iran. We're going to war with Venezuela. We're going to buy Argentinian beef, and I'm going to give Argentina $40 billion. I'm starting a trade war with China. Also, go fuck yourself, American soybean farmers. Like, right? But Zohran is actually delivering on the promises, or at least he's going to. And Donald can recognize that. So he's trying to latch onto the real populism that Zohran has because Trump ran on fake populism. He convinced you dumb fuck inbred MAGA toothless hicks, he convinced you to vote for him because he promised you what would be kind of socialism light. Right? Now, what I want is socialism heavy. I want Bud heavy, not Bud light. I want free healthcare. I want free college. I want democratization of the workforce. That's what I want, and that's what the people want, and that is what we're gonna get. And you are gonna enjoy it.
In his numbers in New York City that came back to the same issue, cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of Con Ed, the cost of childcare. And too often politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focus on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really looking forward to deliver.
I think this is when Trump comes in and says, affordability is a new word.
For New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to work a little bit on getting the prices because, we've gotten fuel prices way down.
Wrong.
But it hasn't shown up in Con Edison. And we're going to have to talk to them. If
I love when he looks up at him. God, I love that shot. Look at that shot. A picture tells 1,000 fucking words. Look at George Washington standing with Zohran. Zohran looking strong and little fat boy sitting on his fucking chair to hide his morbidly obese ankles that don't get enough blood spilling out of his fucking socks with his turkey nussy that I could yank down and play like a fucking harp. Look up at your leader. Look up at the future of this nation, you decaying fuck.
If we're sending them fuel at a much lower price than it was a year ago, which is true, we have to get Con Edison to start lowering their rates.
Absolutely.
And if I may,
We got more for you.
People, he won't surprise them because they already like him.
And Mr. Mamdani, it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said you would be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of...
By the way, I hope you don't think that you're watching Zoran snuggle up to Trump. You're not. You are watching Zoran play Trump like a fucking fiddle for that sweet, sweet federal funding, okay? That's what you're watching. Look at this fucking shot, dude. Look at the pathetic, surrendering, fucking bumbling dipshit.
8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not...
He doesn't know what despot means.
It's not that insulting. Maybe, I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
I also love how Zoran is like not acknowledging or reacting to any of the shit that Trump does, because a lot of what Trump does is he throws out a quip now and then, because if he can get Zoran to laugh at that, hit him on the arm, right, that will make Zoran look like he's snuggling up. But what we'll end up seeing, and you will see, Trump initiates a lot of the physical contact. Trump hits Zoran, and Zoran looks at him. Zoran looks at him with this fucking glare that is sort of like, hey, I am playing you, and you're so fucking stupid that you can't even tell. We got more.
I think your answer to Stephen Nelson, he asked...
Is this it? This might be it. Gear yourself up, for you are about to watch Donald Trump admit that he is a fascist. You are about to watch Zoran Mamdani call Donald Trump a fascist, and Trump goes, it's okay. Rule of thumb. If somebody calls you a fascist, and you don't have a problem with that, you are a fascist. Now, the thing is, Donald is very clear and open and upfront about it.
About your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's okay. You could just say yes. Listen again. Watch.
Spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. That's easier.
He goes, yeah, yep, yeah. So first watch Donald.
Fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. That's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Okay? Now, so Trump has no problem with being called a fascist. Totally fine with it. Now, watch Zoran's reaction.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
You want to know why he stopped him? Do you want to know why Trump stopped him? Because earlier, behind closed doors, I guarantee you, Zoran explained in detail to what Donald was, in a way that Donald could consume it. He explained to Donald what fascism is and what socialism is, right? And Donald probably unironically thought fascism was based. That's probably what happened. Donald was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that sounds great. And not only does that sound great, that is what I am. I've been doing that. I guess I'm a fascist. And he doesn't understand how much weight that fucking term carries.
President Trump is a fascist?
Now watch Zoran,
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. That's easier.
He said, yeah. Yeah.
It's easier than
He said yeah again. Yeah.
explaining it. I don't mind.
The fucking balls on you, Zoran. The balls on you. Zoran Kwame Mamdani, inshallah, my chief. Oh, captain, my captain. Holy fuck. This must be a modicum of what Trump supporters feel. Because, like, listen, if Zoran betrays the fucking movement, I ain't gonna be riding his dick the way that, like, MAGA voters refuse to ever abandon Donald. But this must be a modicum of what the Trump cultists feel when they thought they had a guy who, like, really represented them, who was brave, you know? This is fucking incredible.
Clarify your answer to Stephen.
Okay, next.
More than ICE per se, we discuss crime. More than ICE per se, we discuss crime. And he doesn't want to see crime, and I don't want to see crime. And I have very little doubt that we're not going to get along on that issue. He wants to, and he said some things that were very interesting as to housing construction. And he wants to see houses go up. He wants to see a lot of houses created, a lot of apartments built, etc. And, you know, we actually, people would be shocked. But I want to see the same thing.
Oh, so you hear that, MAGA voter? Your perfect and humble fascist authoritarian ruler, he's okay with building affordable housing. He wants to start building affordable housing, but wait, that goes against everything he has ever fucking said. It's almost like the entire MAGA movement has been a fucking grift from the beginning, designed to milk the least educated people in our fucking nation into a frenzy so that the guy after Donald Trump can install a Christian theocratic fascist dictatorship. Oh, it's almost like Chris Valenti and the fucking leftists were right all along, you stupid fucks. God damn. God damn!
Yeah, okay, how about you? Go ahead, please.
You're a billionaire. You have a different address nowadays than you used to, but you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you
Again, you see, you hear that? Yeah, no, I'm fine with living there. MAGA voter, two options. Support Mamdani or abandon Donald Trump. Which one's it gonna be? Because you probably posted 42 different AI-generated images of a fucking plane hitting the Twin Towers with fucking Zoran as the pilot. You probably said he was a jihadist. You probably said he was a Marxist, Leninist, communist fucking terrorist. No, none of it. Even your own fucking cult leader knows how stupid that shit is. And that's because he knows you're stupid. He knew you were stupid the whole fucking time. And so did I.
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. You know, he may have different views, but in many ways,
Real quick, Chatter said the South will rise again. You never rose in the first place. You fucking lost. Taco Bell lasted longer than the Confederacy, you dumb bitch. Blockbuster lasted longer than the fucking Confederacy, you toothless inbred hick.
We were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought.
Dude, he's literally tacking to the left. Oh my God, Donald is so fucked. Donald feels the walls closing in so bad that he's pretending I'm like Bernie Sanders and I'm like Zoran. I'm populist. Everyone loves me. They love them and they love me. No, everyone fucking hates you. You have the lowest approval rating of both of your terms. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Your approval rating was a little bit lower right after you failed at overthrowing the United States government on January 6th in a violent attempt at a coup d'etat that you failed fucking miserably. And some dumb bitch named Ashley Babbitt got popped. That's when your approval rating was just a little bit lower. But don't worry, Donny Diddles kids, we're approaching that low point again.
When a lot of things, Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me. And I felt
that's bullshit. That's straight bullshit.
very comfortable.
Actually, no, I'm sure it did happen. I got to interview somebody who voted for Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump because I would love to know what it's like to interview somebody who's mentally impaired.
Well, frankly, in seeing that and saying that, and you know, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But, no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
We got more,
I think
folks.
if we didn't get along, whether it's cut off or just make it a little bit difficult or not give as much, we want to see, I use the term, we don't want good money going after bad, and we don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I did say that, you know, subject to what policies are being said.
No, bro, you said you weren't going to fund New York City. You said you were going to cut federal funding to New York City. Again, guys, I don't think Donald has control of his Truth Social account. I genuinely think that's Stephen motherfucking Miller.
We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see...
Oh, yeah, no, because, you know, I thought that he was like, I want to see crime. Dude, do you know how fucking stupid MAGA voters are? They think that there's a politician out there whose platform is, hey, we're going to increase crime rates, folks. Yeah! Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. They're all so stupid.
That actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. Now, we may disagree how we get there. The rent coming down, I think one of the things I really gleaned very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally, by building a lot of additional housing. Yeah. That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so...
Agrees with it? You agree with him. His entire fucking campaign was to build affordable housing. Oh, my God.
But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But
dude, he's admitting that he's being propagandized by Fox News. Yo, so again, I've said this before. State regime media, known as Fox News, is a fucking terrorist organization. Every single person that works at Fox News needs to be fucking arrested, dude.
I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect. Well, I think
we got more.
Discuss crime more than ICE per se.
We discuss crime.
Mr. President, and you did a piece in all the 9 months around the world. I would like to ask Mr. Mamdani, you've accused the U.S. government of committing genocide in Gaza while President Trump was working on peace. Why that?
I've spoken about the Israeli government committing genocide, and I've spoken about our government funding it. And I shared with the president in our meeting about the concern that many New Yorkers have of wanting their tax dollars to go towards the benefit of New Yorkers and their ability to afford basic dignity. And what we see right now is we're in the 9th consecutive...
See, Trump doesn't like this question, because Trump said earlier today, he said, I miss the old days where if you said one bad thing about Israel, your career was over. That is the leader that Trump is. It's not MAGA, it's MEGA. It's Make Israel Great Again, because Donald Trump is a baby back bitch for Israel, because Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent that gathered blackmail by getting videos of Donald Trump fucking children and sucking dick. By the way, I'm Chris Valenti. This is the Valenti VOD, if you're new here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We got more, don't worry. I'm not ending it. Just a little shameless plug. Also, I sell merch. You can click the thanks button, you can click the join button, and you can become a patron of real independent media. Never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, or a government.
Year of more than 100,000 school children being homeless in our city. And there's a desperate need not only for the following of human rights, but also the following through on the promises we've made New Yorkers. And I appreciated the meeting we had and the work that we can do.
Do you agree that President Trump didn't do a peace and work hard to make the peace? Because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East.
He did not work hard to do the peace. He did not make the peace. And also, maybe this is a little bit fucking xenophobic of me, but if you speak in broken English to the point where you are fucking up your questions and accusing Zoran Mamdani of saying shit that he didn't fucking say, learn English before you step foot in the fucking Oval. You don't get to fucking go in there. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I don't know where the fuck he's from, but he fucked up his question so badly because of his broken English that he accused Zoran of saying that the United States committed a genocide on the Palestinian people, which is not what Zoran said. What Zoran said is that the United States armed Israel in Israel's genocide, and there's a big fucking difference there.
And everywhere. I agree that President Trump didn't do a peace and work hard to make the peace, because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere.
He worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere. Shut the fuck up. Go back to Berlin.
Do you agree with that?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace, and I shared with President Trump that when I spoke to Trump voters on Hillside Avenue, including one of whom was a pharmacist that spoke about how President Trump's father actually went to that pharmacy not too far from Jamaica Estates, that people were tired of seeing our tax dollars fund endless wars. And I also believe that we have to follow through on the international human rights, and I know that still today those are being violated, and that continues to be work that has to be done no matter where we're speaking of.
Mr. President.
Did notice how that was one of the few questions where Trump didn't butt in at all. He didn't want to say a word. He's not allowed to say a word. Donald Trump is not allowed to criticize Israel because Benjamin Netanyahu has blackmail gathered from Jeffrey Epstein of Donald Trump fucking children because Donald Trump is a sex trafficking pedophile. More.
And I think you're going to see some very positive things happen.
There is the potential to invite the Lebanese president.
Oh, sure. Oh, I would do that, absolutely. And if the mayor would like to be here for that meeting, because I know he feels very strongly. I think you feel very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East. I think
we desperately want it, and that's something that I shared with the president, that when I spoke to New Yorkers who had voted for the president last November on Hillside Avenue and Fordham Road, I asked them why. I heard again and again two major reasons. One was that they wanted an end to forever wars. They wanted an end to the taxpayer dollars we had funding violations of human rights, and they wanted to address the cost of living crisis. And I appreciated the chance to discuss both of those things.
He said a lot of my voters actually voted for him, and I'm okay with that. I'll do that. I'll sign it. Give it to me. I'll sign it in a minute.
Yeah, they voted for both of you because you ran on the lie that is Zoran's truth. God, that's a bar. Oh. Donald Trump ran on the lie that is Zoran's truth. He ran on being a populist. He ran on lowering affordability. He ran on being a peace bringer. And in reality, he's the total opposite of all of those things. But Zoran is the reality. Socialism is the reality. The only future is a socialist future, lest we all be replaced by these fucking robot clanker rust bucket fucking metalloid wireback fucks that goddamn Elon Musk and OpenAI and Palantir are trying to shove down our fucking throat.
It's pretty good.
Mr. President,
Oh my God, that fucking pussy was begging for his hat to be signed. Jesus Christ.
Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zoran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but...
You hear that, MAGA fuck? You hear that, MAGA fuck? Your own cult leader says he's not a jihadist. So again, we go back to what I told you earlier. Two options. You either agree with Donald Trump that Zoran Mamdani is not a jihadist and he's going to be a great fucking mayor, or you abandon Donald Trump and keep riding your Islamophobic fucking train. Here's what I think you're gonna do. The latter, because you just got a new cult leader. Instead of the fat, morbidly obese 80-year-old fascist, you're gonna get on the cult of the skinny, twink, gay boy, closeted Nazi known as Nick Fuentes. That's probably what you're gonna do, because it's a little bit scary to think for yourself. So, you know, even though this cult leader abandoned me, I'm just gonna go get another new cult leader. Because he says that the reason why my parents are divorced and the reason why I have gay thoughts and no woman wants to love me is because of the Jews. It's because of the Jews. You fucking ingrate. You fucking cretin.
She's out there campaigning. And no, I don't, but...
Hold on.
Jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but she's out there campaigning, and... you know, you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Isn't that sort of...
She's a very capable person, but you really have to ask her about that. But I don't particularly. I think I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great.
Back when you would step foot in Times Square and some guy would be like, "Hey, you want to fuck my wife? $50, you can fuck my wife." And then you go, "No, thanks." And he goes, "You call my wife ugly? I'll beat your fucking ass."
Doing great. We were having some telltale signs of problems. We had a mayor that was not doing a great job, but still.
Oh my God, he just insulted Eric Adams. Yo, Eric Adams, while you're over in Tel Aviv kissing the fucking wall like the good goy you are, you're getting shitted on by your own fucking president. You goddamn corrupt, blackmailed piece of shit, bro. There is so much blackmail on you, dude. There is so much blackmail on you. You took the easiest fucking bribes. You took you took like fucking like passenger seats on planes as fucking bribes, dude. Jesus Christ.
It was doing a great job, but still, it was moving along, and it went bad. It really went, pretty bad. And he can, I think it's been at lower points, but it went pretty bad. I think he can bring it back. Now the question is, will he bring it back all the way? Will he bring it back greater than ever before, which is, I guarantee, that's his wish. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
You chose not to answer the question about the city hall before testing.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no, I care very deeply about Jewish safety, and I look forward to rooting out anti-Semitism across the 5 boroughs and protecting Jewish New Yorkers and every New Yorker who calls the city home.
I'm really glad he forced that one out. I'm really glad that Zoran squeezed that one out at the very end. I mean, just unbelievable. What is this?
From Washington. So there you go. Live from Washington, D.C. That's what we just watched. Now, I'm in New York City. We were watching that press conference. I think J.D. Vance is jealous. I think the president wants to use him as a running mate.
I never thought I'd see the fucking day. I never thought I'd see the fucking day that Fox News begins to turn. Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. It's all crumbling for you, MAGA voter. Are you squirming? Are you feeling the walls close in on you? Are you feeling your fucking movement crumble? Because it is. And socialism is coming whether you like it or not. And we're gonna drag you kicking and screaming into free college. We're gonna drag you kicking and screaming into free healthcare. We're gonna drag you kicking and screaming into a democratized workforce. We're gonna drag you kicking and screaming into a better life. And you'll be grateful. Trust me.
They really got along. I think J.D. Vance is jealous. I think the president wants to use him as a running mate. They really got along fantastic. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade, lucky enough to fill in for Will Kane.
You're a terrorist, Brian Kilmeade. You said that we should just go out in the street shooting homeless people, and then later that day, somebody did that because of you. You're a terrorist, Brian Kilmeade.
That's what so there you go. Live from Washington.
Unbelievable. Oh, look at this.
What happened this President? I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86
Oh, yeah. Did you
Democrats.
guys hear about this? Over 100 House Democrats voted together to condemn socialism. I don't have that list yet. Maybe Nelson can get that list. But I need you to understand, this is not a list of House Democrats who condemned socialism. This is a list of traitors to the people, and each and every one of them needs to be primaried and removed from their position of power. I'm very glad that they did this, because at least now we have a list of fucking names. It's going to be great.
All of House Dem leadership and the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you. What's your reaction to that?
I have to be honest with you, I focused very little on resolutions. Frankly, I've been focusing...
Condemn socialism.
I understand. I think the focus is on the work at hand. I can tell you I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that. And I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable. That's what I look forward to.
What happened this
Dude, it's a fucking Mamdani masterclass. He's like one of the best politicians alive right now. Literally one of the best politicians alive.
And I'll just add one thing to what the president said. Is one thing I also appreciated is in our meeting to...
You're LARPing? No, that would be ICE.
to appreciate a portrait of FDR. And
oh, this is one of my favorite parts. Okay, so I told you about this earlier. So before this meeting, here's what I think happened. I think that Zoran had a genius idea. He said, Mr. President, would you mind taking me to that famous portrait of President FDR? Now, we all know that Donald Trump is, not only is he dementia-ridden, but he's always been a fucking idiot. So Donald Trump definitely knows absolutely nothing about FDR, and the people around him definitely don't want him to know anything about FDR. As we all know, FDR was the best president we have ever had. Such a good president that he won 4 fucking elections in a row, was such a good president that they had to create term limits. The Republicans had to create term limits because they were like, Jesus Christ, well, we can never let this happen again. If one of these fucking socialists becomes a president again, we're done. Our whole career is done. We have to put term limits on, right? So I think Zoran had a great idea. He said, Mr. President, would you please take me to a picture of FDR? He's one of my favorite presidents. Trump goes, oh yeah, no, I have a picture of all the presidents, actually. I've got the Biden auto pen. I've just been showing it up. It's the wall of presidents. Come with me, Zoran. And takes him over to the thing. And they get to the FDR portrait. And Zoran starts talking about all the great things that FDR did, like the New Deal, and essentially explaining to him how, like, when you do things that are better for the collective, when you use government money in order to better the lives of your fucking people, the country becomes more productive. The GDP booms. Everyone does great. And Donald is like, oh, yeah, no, that sounds great. No, that sounds fantastic. Oh, wow. No, that's really cool. Now, here's the thing. Every single Republican politician shits on FDR. They always shit on him. They have to shit on him because FDR represents the power of socialism. What you can do when you have an effective fucking leader, right? So they have to shit on FDR. Donald just is about to glaze FDR and compare Zoran to FDR. Watch this shit.
And I'll just add.
And also notice how Zoran said, I'll just add, I gotta get this in. This is because this is the Mamdani Masterclass.
Oh, sorry, I'll just add one thing to what the president said. Is one thing I also appreciated is in our meeting to appreciate a portrait of FDR and the incredible work that was done with the New Deal and also in thinking about what it can look like when the federal government and New York City government work together to deliver on affordability. It can be transformative.
So you hear that and you go, that's a little weird. Why did you randomly interject to bring up FDR? I'm going to show you why. It's because he knows dumb fuck Donny has to interject now. He has to say how much he loves FDR. This is how you force the fucking MAGA crowd into the corner because now they have to choose. Do you blindly support the Fuhrer, who now supports FDR and socialism, or do you abandon ship?
You know, we have a great portrait of FDR that I found in the vaults that was missing for years.
Look at Zoran looking down at him. You know what he's thinking? Good boy, Donald. Good boy. I thought this was going to be a lot harder. Thank you for the $20 donation. Thank you for the $2 donation. Republicans really see the socialist policy and are like, no, not socialist healthcare. I'm like, oh, no, anything but a good life. No, please. All right, let's go.
In the vaults that was missing for years. I found it, and I put it up. He's a Democrat, to the best of my knowledge. He's a Democrat. And when the mayor saw that portrait, he said, sir, do you mind if I have a picture taken by that portrait? It's an amazing portrait. I hope the picture comes out good. But it's an amazing portrait in the cabinet room.
Oh, my God. He's going to post that on Twitter. Oh, my God. Zoran's absolutely going to post that picture on Twitter.
So he's a big fan of the New Deal, I guess, and of FDR. Yes, ma'am.
FDR, irrefutably best president we've ever had. All right. That's all I got for you. There's definitely more to it. It was a pretty long interview. I'll watch the whole thing. But I wanted to just give you the clips that were posted on Midas Touch and ACYN because they got the good juice. Anyway, yeah, so every single MAGA voter, get on your hands and knees and eat my fucking shitty asshole. Your own fucking Fuhrer is abandoning your movement. You have two choices, which is to join the OAL, the only Americans left, or go join the fucking Nazis with Nick Fuentes, the little fucking gay boy who got his dick sucked by destiny. Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share these videos with your friends, send it to your fucking group chat, let them know there's some dirtbag leftist from New York that is really good at speaking on camera, and Remember, this is real independent media. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, or a government. So if you do want to support me, please feel free. You can click the thanks button to donate. You can click the join button to become a member. You could buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster. You could become a patron on Patreon. And one last favor, click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. Incredible. 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 Dude, like, what a day. What a great day. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let me save this photo. Save image. Valenti VOD. Episode 301. I've got a link here from Nelson. What is it? Roll call 305, bill number. Oh, is this to condemn socialism? Yes. All right. So this is the bill denouncing the horrors of socialism. So there were 86 Democrat yays. I want the yays. Okay. So this is a list of the last names of, let's also make sure we get the Democrat ones. This is a list of the last names of traitors to the American people that need to be primaried and removed from their positions of power. I'll just scroll kind of slowly so somebody like Clip Lenti Clip Videos or Valenti Simp can clip that. This is a list of Democrats who voted yes to condemn the horrors of socialism. Of course, Apac Shakur is on there. Hakeem fucking Jeffries. There's a lot of goddamn names, bro. Every single one of these people needs to be removed from office. Richie Torres, by the way, he has received the most money from any AIPAC donations. I think it's like $30 or $40 million. It's fucking insane. All right, so we got that. All right. Nah, that's not going to work. That ain't going to work. No, I don't want the leash one. That one I want. Holy shit, Donald looks hideous. Granted, he always looks fucking hideous. Are there any MAGA supporters in the chat? I really want to bully somebody real quick. I have the urge to bully somebody. Are there any MAGA supporters in the chat? Anybody? No, don't call them out. I want them to be brave enough to admit that they are. Hello, MAGA voter, pretend to be brave at least. Just pretend to be brave for a fucking second. You could at least fucking pretend. Jesus Christ, they're so goddamn pathetic. I used to be alt-right? Oof. Well, I'm glad you, fixed your brain. Reel it in, Chris? No. Every single person who still supports Donald Trump is an inferior fascist. No, I'm not toning it down. No. All right. You don't know fascism? No, I do. Donald Trump is a fascist. All right, so Mamdani Masterclass. And then, yes, I am a fascist. And then I need the arrow. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Yes, the purist lefties are going to give him shit just for fucking meeting with them. I was actually just saying that earlier. The, like, annoying ass, like, theory reading fucking Marxist Leninist book. Like, here's the thing. I'm a fucking socialist, but the ones who are obsessed with theory and the Communist Manifesto are going to claim that Zohran Mamdani is officially a, like, a traitor. Yeah, the shit libs. All right, I got this one too. Yes, I am a fascist. Theory commies are insufferable. That's what I've been looking for. Theory commies. Rather than the ones who actually understand the business of winning and installing your fucking political ideology, the ones who are just obsessed with reading the fucking literature and don't do anything about it. It's so fucking annoying. What's worse, fascists or conservatives? Fascists, dude. And, I think I need a speech bubble for this, actually. There we go. I think LARP is long action role play, or sorry, live action role play. Why that emote of you? Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Yes, I am a fascist. You are a fascist. And Mamdani Masterclass. Okay. Watch. Zohran Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani walks Donald Trump in circles like the dog, like the bitch he is. Zohran Mamdani walks Donald Trump in circles like the bitch he is. Welcome to socialism. How's that? Zohran Mamdani walks Donald Trump in circles like the bitch he is. Welcome to socialism. How about dog walks? Zohran Mamdani dog walks Donald Trump like the bitch he is. Doesn't the word bitch suppress the algorithm? I don't know about that. There we go. I put a star there. How about that? I put a star there. I put a star there. I put a star there. Is that better? It's been one MAGA idiot switching accounts. How about this? Dog walks Donald Trump. Zohran Mamdani dog walks Donald Trump. Trump admits that he is a fascist. I have an idea. No, I got a better idea. Watch. Zohran Mamdani calls Trump a fascist to his face. And Donald agrees. Donald laughs and agrees. Tim Pool is having a seizure processing this. Where? On his Twitter or something? Donald bends the knee. Yeah, how about that? Donald bends the knee. Bends the knee to socialism. You will too. Nah, too much. This was an absolute masterclass from Zohran. Donald is weak and frail. MAGA is over. Ron Kwame Mamdani. Publish. All right. Make a quick advertisement. Donald Trump just got dog walked in the Oval Office by Zohran Mamdani because, as we know, Donald Trump is a fucking bitch. But it goes further than that. Zohran did a masterclass money move on the motherfucker. Before the meeting, he must have spun some story like, oh, Mr. President, I love FDR. You got to take me to a picture of FDR. Can I please see FDR? And then he explains to Donald Trump how good FDR was and how good the New Deal is. Long story short, he got Donald Trump to not only compare Zohran to FDR, he got Donald Trump to glaze FDR, which is funny because every single Republican thinks that FDR was just the worst president to ever exist, which is ironic because he was irrefutably the best president that we ever had, to the point where FDR got 4 fucking terms and you dumb fucks had to create term limits in order to prevent that shit from ever happening again. But that's a story for another time. Also, Donald Trump Zohran called Donald Trump a fascist, and Trump agreed. Said, yeah, I am. So, I never want to hear a Republican speak again. Check out my new YouTube video on this if you don't believe me. It's all compiled. I got all the fucking links. Also, prepare for Trump voters to choose one of 2 routes. 1, start to support Zohran Mamdani, or 2, abandon your Führer. I think with $10, I used to be alt-right, then I shifted to moderate conservative, then to Tim Pool, then apolitical, now I'm a radical leftist. It feels good to be right. Attaboy, welcome to reality. All right, let me get this posted. Welcome to the OAL. New YouTube video covering Zoran dominating Trump. Thank you for becoming a loyalist. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm faster than every fucking mainstream media outlet that exists. Matt, we're not debating. I don't debate fascists. First live stream I've caught. You've become my favorite way of hearing the news, honestly. Thank you, Starama1733, for the $5. I appreciate that compliment. Listen, what I do is I try to make it a little bit more easily consumable. You know, I live by the creed of we laugh so that we don't cry. And if the world is chaos, then be insane. You got to believe in yourself to a state of delusion. A state of fucking delusion. All right, gang. I'm going to hop off. Play some Battlefield. Did Trump admit he was wrong? No, he admitted that he's a fascist. He also did admit that he was wrong, but he also admitted that he's a fascist. Unbelievable. Can we see it again? What, Trump admitting he's a fascist? See if I can pull it up one more time. Oh, wait, before I go, I want to see Tim Pool meltdown. Where's Tim Pool's meltdown? Is it on Twitter? Where's his meltdown? Hi, Alexis Alexander. Excuse me. Thank you for the $10. Where can I find, like, MAGA Republicans melting down over the Trump-Zoran meeting? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, this.
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
Do you guys remember when he said that? Because I know none of you do. I know maybe like 5 of you remember when Trump said this.
May Allah awaken.
Before you ask, this is not AI generated. This is not AI generated.
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
No, this is not AI, guys. This is not AI. This happened when he was first running back in like 2015. He was trying to quote Ilhan Omar he was quoting Ilhan Omar and trying to make her seem like a big, scary terrorist. And it's unironically like the most based thing he's ever said. You're joining the DSA because of me? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Welcome, comrade.
Awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
Bars, Mr. President. Bars. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. All right. Yeah. No, Brad Lander is correct. You did. You just watched Donald Trump agree that he is a fascist. Dude, is Zoran the fucking Messiah? Is Zoran the fucking Messiah? This is coming from the halls of the White House. Wait.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah.
This shit is, I bet you this is what Trump is listening to in the fucking Oval right now.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
I'm going to jail one day, man. Oh, Jesus. Look at this. I have to admit, I'll say that Trump would be charmed by Zoran, but I really could not have anticipated him patting him on the arm and going, "It's okay, sweetie. You can call me a fascist if you want to."
President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say
okay.
yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Unfucking believable, bro. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yo, I bet you, I'm not kidding, I bet you Trump funds New York City more than we've ever been funded. I bet you he gives us like a couple billy. Although I think we get more than a couple of billy. I bet you he gives us billies. Straight up billies. Dude, this Uppy just sent me this one. Okay, I'm gonna fight socialism. And then it says, damn, socialism is very charming. Yeah, it turns out Trump is a Trump Mamdani voter. Yo, I know there's at least one MAGA fucking vermin in the chat. I'm gonna end the stream, but I want to know how you're feeling. Pretend to be brave for a second and just tell me how you're feeling right now. How are you feeling right now, you inferior cretin? Come on, say something, please. Please. Nothing? Nothing? Not a word. Not a word. Fucking crickets. Fucking crickets, dude. Straight up crickets. All right. I'm out of here, gang. GG. Thanks very much for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. You have a good day, all right? You have a good night. I don't go live on Saturdays unless I'm bored, so don't expect me to be live tomorrow. I will have a video for you tomorrow. There he is. He says, communism sucks, Chris. You don't know what communism, fascism, socialism, or capitalism is. You don't know what any of them are. Be so fucking for real with yourself, bro. You haven't read a book in over 2 decades. You barely fucking graduated high school. You didn't go to college, bro. You don't know what any of that shit means. You don't know what any of that shit means. Be so fucking for real with yourself, bro. Be so fucking for real with yourself, bro. All right, I'm out of here. Later, guys. Have a good one.